welcome to your Reiki session today. If you've been feeling a lot of weird energy, we're really just going to target any energy blockages that are affecting us at this time, okay? I myself have been feeling very bogged down by like a dense energy in the air, okay? So if you feel like you're having trouble just like getting rid of old stagnant energy, if you feel a little blocked, that's really what we're targeting today. This could be, ascension symptoms. Feeling like, you're moving forward and you want to be strong, but there are things pulling you backwards and things that don't want you to ascend. So we're going to be targeting those energies today, just very intuitively kind of seeing what comes up as we move through your system. I actually tried to start filming this video twice already, so third time's the charm. Again, energy is weird, okay? But we're just gonna keep chugging along. I wasn't even gonna use this selenite tower in this video, but I had to grab it so I could even film this. So it's needed. Spirit's gonna help us out, okay? Reiki's gonna help us out. I'm just gonna run this through your aura at this time to get started, and I'm gonna really start scanning to see. I've been feeling the sacral chakra strongly, needs a lot of our attention at this time, so I believe I'm going to start there. I'm just going to see if I pick up on any other. Okay, I'm hearing the throat as well, the third eye, the root. Also picking up on like flow of the body, the drainage systems in the body, digestive system, lymphatic system. Okay. Tension in the face as well, tension in the temples and the head. Maybe all of this resonates with you at the time this finds you, or maybe only a few of them. It's a collective energy channel, so we're just going to work through and trust that the Reiki is going to serve all of us for our highest good. I'm also getting like the root chakra in terms of like the lower body, the legs, your knees could be bothering you, or your hips, even your ankles or your feet. So, okay, I'm really feeling called to start in the sacral chakra. My orange selenite is calling me. I think the sacral chakra is where we need to start and really focus our attention on, because the sacral chakra is really the center of flow, fluidity, harmony, balance. So I really just want to pull anything from there that is blocking the nature of flow in your physical body and your energy body, so that can really kickstart this healing session. I'm just going to move through this orange selenite heart to just purify this energy. Sacral chakra is located right below the navel. It's really the center of creativity, right? That's where ideas are born in the body, in the energy system. It's also fluidity and flow and playfulness, right? Pleasure, joy. So if you've been feeling lately like there's just something blocking your joy and you can't even name what it is, something that's making you feel like you can't be as playful as you normally are, right? Because it could be an emotional balance, it could be a hormonal imbalance that is the center if you have a menstrual cycle. It's where your hormones live. So we're just going to see what needs to be done here. If your emotions have been feeling out of sorts, unbalanced, that can really be what's blocking you from that playfulness, from kind of just you know, taking things as they come. It's like that emotional strength, that emotional stamina. Whereas when your emotions are out of balance, everything feels so serious, right? Every, you know, spilling a drink on the floor is just like terror. It's not just the drink on the floor, it's like, oh my god, everything's falling apart, you know? So you can't treat things with the same level of play and kind of just like c'est la vie type of energy. So that's really what we're going to work to cultivate for you today. Just that sense of whatever happens, happens, but I know who I am. I know what makes me happy, and I always have access to what brings me joy, because my joy is internal. My joy is who I am. As I work through your sacral chakra, I'm gonna let you know before I forget that since it is now Leo season and my birthday, I'm a Leo, I put all of my products on sale on my YouTube shop. So with the code Leo Season, all of my products and services will be 18% off. And I'm really excited because they've never been on sale before. So I just wanted to do a really, I don't know, just like I want to connect with more of you for my birthday this year. So if you have been like looking at the services and the prices were just not doable at the time, this would be a good time to grab them since they don't go on sale, or they have not gone on sale yet to this point. And also, since it's my birthday, I made a birthday wish list in case, you know, my content has ever helped you and you want to buy me a birthday gift. The link to my wish list will be in the description, because just trying to bring in the joy, right? Bring in the act of receiving. It's really the sacral chakra center, feeling comfortable in who you are and being able to ask for what you want and know what you want. That play, that pleasure, you know, embracing pleasure because you deserve it. Let's see what we want to do. I actually have quite a few crystals over here to move through, and I'm just gonna use what I feel called to use. I think I'm feeling called to give you some of my, this is actually one of my essential oil roll-ons. It's the Plant Therapy Balance scent. It's really good for hormonal balance. So I'm just feeling called to run this through. Just to kind of ease things up, give you a sense of ease. It's okay to feel however you feel, my darling. But know that your emotions do not define you. I really struggle with drastic emotional changes during my period, and you know, I'm sure most of us are used to that, those of us who have menstrual cycles. But a lot of times since I do struggle with mental illness, I have trouble, you know, understanding what's true depression, what's true, you know, PTSD triggers, and what's just, you know, that time of the month, right? Because a lot of times it comes before, the hormonal changes come before your cycle actually begins. And so then once it begins, you're like, oh, I'm not crazy. You're never crazy. Shout out to all the women who have been called crazy. We don't do that here. We don't abide by that. Nobody is crazy. We all just are. I'm getting these little drops everywhere. I'm gonna put some on my hands, my wrists. Okay. On this. I'm going to grab, oh no, I didn't grab my moonstone. Trying to determine if that is a sign that we don't need the moonstone, or if I should go grab it. I'm feeling called to go grab it. You wait here. Okay, I put it in my little crystal pouch for the day. I always carry a pouch of crystals that I intuitively select every morning. Okay, here's our moonstone. Put that in that too in case we want it. Here is our moonstone. I'm gonna use the moonstone solo. Nope, I'm not. Psych! I'm gonna use it with our peach calcite. I really like using peach colored stones for the sacral chakra because they're just very calming. You know, some of the more bright orangey red stones are great for healing the sacral chakra, but this one just feels so nice and calm and just like really balanced. It's a very balanced stone, so I really like it when we're targeting, you know, emotional imbalances. I'm gonna run it through the sacral chakra with this moonstone. Moonstone's great for your feminine, healing your feminine energy. Coming back to stillness. Letting yourself just be, coming back into harmony. So I'm just gonna really these work together however works for you in your highest good. Okay, I'm now feeling called to use my moonstone with my sunstone. I really love using these stones together because it's really about balancing that masculine and feminine energies, the yin and the yang, right? So we're just going to allow these to work together to balance each other out. Coming back into flow. With all this healing we're doing in the sacral chakra, you may get a surge of creativity, because that's where the creativity lives in you. You get a new idea that was blocked under all of these blockages and imbalances. So again, we're really just coming back to letting ourselves just be and create in the moment in that flow state and not taking anything too seriously. As a creative, you can't take anything too seriously. We're just making stuff and we're having fun. And sometimes it just, you know, you throw it in the trash, and other times it, you know, saves someone's life. It's just the nature of things. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. Feeling called to come into the root. And I'm actually, okay. I'm gonna start really connecting your sacral to your root. And I just want to kind of use our broom to brush away any residue of the energy that was discarded in these purifications. So that way we can kind of start really strengthening that sacral chakra so that we can connect it to our root chakra. Feeling of safety, security, which is of utmost importance in everything we do. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna come into the root chakra with my tiger's eye point and my little tiny red tiger's eye, which I just learned is also called a bullseye, which is kind of great. Okay. And I really use these to understand what's going on in that sacral chakra, not the sacral, the root, and see if we can kind of draw up anything in the root chakra to support the sacral, right? So letting the energy move up to support the chakras above it. Okay, I'm going to do some activations here in the root so that you have such a strong foundation. I'm going to do some emotional clearing to help remove any blocks from the root chakra, and this could also be leading to any pain you may have felt in, the hips, the legs. A lot of our pain is, sometimes it's never really purely one thing, right? A lot of times physical pain is tied to emotional pain and vice versa, right? Everything's a lot more connected than you realize. Okay. I draw the symbols with my tiger's eye and then push them in with our bullseye so we can hit the target. Okay, let me just come into the root with our orange selenite to help seal in those activations. Let's see if there's anything else that needs attention in the root chakra. Okay, let's use our carnelian. And I'm going to use our carnelian first and kind of really strengthen the connection between the root and sacral chakra. I just whacked you. Beautiful. Okay, let me just come through your aura again with our selenite. You're just going to feel into the energy. Okay, I'm going to send our rose quartz heart into any pain in the lower body that is being affected by any imbalances you may feel in the lower chakras. So we're just going to send this loving, healing energy to all of those centers of pain in your lower body, and let the Reiki work as it needs to for your highest good. Just running this through so gently, so lovingly, to speed up any healing that needs to take place for your highest good, all in divine timing. A lot of times when we do start growing and gaining strength, we start ascending, right, spiritually, our body gets stuck in the old foundation, right? So a lot of times when we do start getting better, our body kind of tenses up because it found a home in the old foundation, so it doesn't know what to do yet when you start growing a new foundation. So we're just going to give your body some love at this time so your body can really feel so safe and so comforted to heal. It's so important to develop that mind-body communication, right? Because a lot of times, our mind has one idea of what it wants, but then your body says, no, we can't do that. You can't do that right now, right? Your body's like, no, we actually need to sleep 5 more hours. Maybe you want to do that, but did you eat yet? Did you eat too much? Did you eat not enough? Can you check in with me more? It's your body talking. It's all just, that's so funny. I was going to say dust in the wind. Oh, I love that song. It's so beautiful. It's all just dust in the wind. If you ever fall off, you can always just get right back on. Lately I've been really struggling with overeating and emotional eating. And I'm really just being so kind to myself and telling myself it's all gonna figure itself out. I don't have to stop myself. I don't have to shame myself. I can just let it work itself out. Let myself come back into balance when the time is right. And if you do struggle with an eating disorder and you need help, I'll put some helplines below or resources in case you need anything like that. I've spoken about it before, but if you're new, I've used all kinds of mental health hotlines and resources, so it's always so important to take care of yourself. There's a lot of shame and stigma surrounding these topics, but know that It is always okay to ask for help. You can always ask for help privately using these private resources that will keep your information confidential in case you don't have any supportive people in your life. So we can support each other here and just share the resources to those that may need it, because, at one point or another, we all need resources like that, because we're human. I was gonna say, I did struggle with an eating disorder for a time, and when you struggle with binging and purging, it's really important that if you do get triggered and you do start to binge again, sometimes you just need to, actually all the time, the only way you can respond is just to let yourself binge. Just let it happen and don't take any action because of it. Because a lot of times when you are binging, it's because you starved yourself for a specific amount of time. That's where the urge comes from. It's because you were being too restrictive. And so you just need to let yourself binge, not shame yourself at all, because your survival mechanism is kicking in and triggering you to eat, right? So if you find yourself in that state, maybe this is important for someone to hear. Here, I'm just trying to share the knowledge for all of you beautiful beings in case anyone needs it, because this is really life-saving information. But anytime you find yourself in a state of binge, just know that your mind is not in control anymore. And so you just need to surrender in order to come back online. Just surrender to it. And then eventually you'll come back. And when you do come back, it's so important to just be kind to yourself and say, that happened and that was really hard, but I wasn't in control, right? It's when you start to shame yourself that you start taking negative actions towards yourself that is really the most dangerous place to be. So I hope any of that information maybe was helpful to someone and what they're going through right now. And if not, maybe you can share that knowledge with anyone else you know who may need it. We're all just doing our best, right? And we all can forgive ourselves immediately for any mistakes we may make, because all we are is all we are. Is that a Nirvana lyric? I can't remember what song that is. That's gonna bug me. Damn it. All we are is all we are. Such a huge Kurt Cobain fan. Okay, getting distracted. Okay, my loves. I'm gonna come up with our selenite into some of those upper chakras, just to make sure they're in alignment with all the healing we just did. So the throat and the third eye. I'm just gonna send this healing, purifying Reiki to those centers so that you're in perfect alignment of your highest self. Again, I'm gonna kind of create this connection between the throat and the third eye, like I did with the root and the sacral, so that the chakras can really rely on one another to strengthen each other for your highest and best good. Okay, I'm just gonna come in with my hands now and see. I'm gonna do a little activation with some Reiki symbols in the throat. Beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to come into the third eye. I'm going to brush away some excess energy. I want you to be more centered in your body at this time. And that's very supported by the healing we just did. I just want to get your third eye aligned with that so it's not being overused. A lot of times when we find ourselves out of balance, it's oftentimes the lower chakras that will be underactive and your higher chakras will be overactive, right? Because we aren't really raised in this society to be centered in our body. Back when I was in partial and we would have a holistic therapist come every Thursday. If you haven't seen, that was the first time I heard of Reiki. It was when I was 20 years old and I was in a partial hospital program. And this woman, Regina, would come every Thursday, and sometimes we would talk about the chakras. And everyone would take a little chakra quiz to see which chakra of theirs needed the most attention. And mine was always the root chakra, but when it wasn't, it was the sacral chakra. And the most often cited chakra out of like everyone I've ever encountered in that room was the sacral. So the sacral chakra is really where, again, it's that emotional imbalance. And so the emotional balance is what leads to negative habits, right? Such as overeating, emotional eating, or any sort of addiction or attachment. It doesn't have to be just substance use or, food addiction, but also like addicted to distracting in some way, like your phone or the TV, just getting so out of your body, right? So you want to just kind of brush away any excess energy that where your mind is like always seeking something because you feel unbalanced in the sacral. Your sacral is balanced now, so let's just make sure your third eye has caught up and feels like it's back online and aligned with your true intuition. Feels pretty good. pretty good. I think I'm just gonna spray you with my little body mist here because it's peachy days, berry and mandarin fragrance body mist. There we are. Beautiful. I'm gonna pull you a little card. Let's pull a drag queen card today. Do some drag queen oracle today. Disabled royalty. How beautiful. Look at her. Disabled royalty. Let's read about disabled royalty. They rhinestoned their wheelchair. God, I cannot talk right now. Okay, see this? Just as drag knows no limits on gender expression, so too is the art form of drag open to performers of all abilities. Disabled royalty are often some of the least represented members of the drag family, but their impact is everywhere. From accessibility activism to awareness campaigns to simply putting on a damn good show. Some disabilities are invisible, while other performers may have mobility aids they incorporate into their art. Disabled royalty prove that drag isn't just available to everybody, but to every body. When this card is drawn, reject the limits you've set on yourself and those you've set on others. There is so much beauty to share and to experience, and you may just be missing out. That is so beautiful. Disabled royalty. Reject the limits. Reject the limits. Reject the limits you have placed on yourself or anybody else. There are so many possibilities that have not even been thought of yet of what we can make of ourselves. Beautiful. You are so beautiful. Okay, my love. I will put the links below to any crisis or helplines if you need it, like we talked about today. I will also put the links below for my products that are 18% off for Leo season. And again, if you want to send me a little extra tip for my birthday or buy me a gift on my wish list, that will all be below as well. But either way, I'm just so appreciative of you for being here. I love this community so much. It has brought me just so much in the past year, and I'm just so grateful for you. So I hope to see you again soon. I love you.